Hello everyone, we are going to discuss about testing of hypothesis in statistics. We know that in statistics the testing of hypothesis is an important chapter, and in this chapter we will try to solve the different types of problem of testing of hypothesis, and I will try to cover all the possible types of problems in this chapter. First of all, we define two very simple terms in statistics. These are the sample and population. We know that the population is the entire set of data from where we collect the sample. In general, we assume the sample as x1, x2, xn. This is the sample of size n. And for population, there are several types of distribution. One can assume the population as normal distribution. So in that case, we assume this is normal. Suppose mu sigma distribution. Mu is the mean and sigma is the standard deviation of the population. One can assume binomial NP distribution where n is the number of trial and p is the probability of success. So for each distribution there is one or more parameters. These are called parameters. As per normal distribution, mu and sigma, these are called parameters. For binomial distribution there is only one parameter, p. For Poisson distribution there is one parameter called mu. So these are parameters, and from this population we collect the sample of size n. Now let us denote some terms from sample. If we calculate the mean of this sample, then it is called sample mean, and we denote it by x bar, and it is 1 upon n summation over xi, where I is from I to n. This is called sample mean, and we know that sample variance is denoted by capital S square, and it is 1 by n summation over xi minus x bar whole square. And we define one more quantity, it is small s square, and it is n by n minus 1 into capital S square. This is called proportion of sample variance. In other languages, these are also called the statistics. So we write here statistic. So what is statistics? Actually, statistic is nothing but a function of these sample variables. So if we form any function of these sample variables, then this function is called a statistic. Suppose we are denoting this statistic by capital T. So T is a statistic. So here x bar, capital S square, small s square, these are also statistics, and mu, sigma, p, these are parameters. Next we define hypothesis. So what is hypothesis? Actually, hypothesis is any statement regarding the population parameter is called a hypothesis. As for example, if we call population mean is equal to 2, then this is a hypothesis. If we call population mean is greater than 2, then it is also a hypothesis. If there are two populations, then if we call the means of the populations are equal, then this is also a hypothesis. A hypothesis may contain one or more parameters. As for example, this hypothesis contains only one parameter mu, but this hypothesis contains two parameters. So any statement regarding the parameters of a population is called hypothesis. Here we define two types of hypothesis. One is called null hypothesis, and another one is called alternative hypothesis. Actually, null hypothesis is denoted by H0 and alternative hypothesis is denoted by H1. As per example, consider the hypothesis mu equal to 2. So here we are denoting the null hypothesis by mu equal to 2. Actually, we select the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis in such a manner that these two are mutually exclusive. So if we select H0 by mu equal to 2, then we can select H1 by suppose mu greater than 2. Then these two are mutually exclusive. One can assume that mu not equal to 2. This is also an alternative hypothesis. One can assume that mu equal to 3. So we select the alternative hypothesis such a manner that H0 and H1 must be mutually exclusive. So these are null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So first of all, let me explain the method of the testing of hypothesis in very short. So in this method, what we do, first of all, we select some null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Suppose it was given that we have to test whether the population mean is 2 or not. Then we take the null hypothesis as H0 mu equal to 2, and in that case the alternative hypothesis will be taken either by mu greater than 2 or mu not equal to 2, or we can take mu less than 2, etc. In that case, we collect some sample from the population and we form these datas, and then we shall find some appropriate statistic. So using this statistic, we conclude whether the null hypothesis is true or false. So this is the actual method of testing of hypothesis. Now there are two types of test. First one is a two-tailed test, and next one is one-tailed test. So in two-tailed test, suppose this is the null hypothesis. In two-tailed test, we select the alternative hypothesis by mu not equal to 2. So that means we are selecting both the region, that is mu less than 2 and also mu greater than 2. This is called two-tailed test. One can assume the alternative hypothesis as either mu greater than 2 or one can assume mu less than 2. So these are examples of one-tailed test. In that case, mu greater than 2, it is called right-tailed test, and mu less than 2 is called left-tailed test. If someone assume mu equal to 3, then this 3 is greater than 2, so this is a part of right-tailed test. Next, we define level of significance. Now the testing of hypothesis, this method is based on probability. So in probability there is always a chance of an error, and we shall denote this error by epsilon. So epsilon is the level of significance that will be given in any problem, and this denotes the tolerance of the result. That means if someone assumes epsilon equal to 0.05, that means 5%. So there is a 5% chance that our result may be wrong. In that case, we state our result with 95% confidence. If someone assumes epsilon equal to 0.01, so the level of significance is 1%. So in this case, we state the final result with 99% confidence. So this level of significance determines the critical lesion. So next we shall define the critical lesion. As I have said that in this method, we collect some sample data from the population and we form some suitable statistic. So using the hypothesis, we select some value of the parameter, and using this data, we compute the value of the statistic. Now critical lesion is that lesion if the computed value of the statistics t lies within the critical lesion, then we reject the null hypothesis. That means we accept the alternative hypothesis. Since these two are mutually exclusive, so if we reject the null hypothesis, we have to select the alternative hypothesis. But if the computed value of the statistics lies in non-critical lesion, then we accept the null hypothesis. That means we reject the alternative hypothesis. So the critical lesion is that lesion If the computed value of the statistics lies within that region, then we reject the null hypothesis. Next, we shall learn how to find the critical region. And as I have said, the critical region depends on the level of significance. So, if the level of significance is 0.05, then the critical region will be 5% area and the remaining 95% will be non-critical region. If the level of significance is 0.01, then the critical region will be 1% area and the remaining 99% area will be non-critical region. To define critical region, we consider some distributions. These are 4 distributions we regularly use in testing of hypothesis, and these are standard normal distribution, T distribution, chi-square distribution, and F distribution. Out of these 4, the standard normal distribution and T distribution and also chi-square distribution, these 3 are used regularly. As per standard normal distribution, we know that this is the density curve and it is symmetric about the mean x equal to 0. For the T distribution, this is density curve and it is also symmetric about the mean t equal to 0. For chi-square distribution, this is the density curve and chi-square distribution is valid only for the positive value of chi-square, and so the chi-square distribution is valid for value of chi-square greater than 0. This is the curve, density curve of F distribution. It is also defined for positive value of t. Now we know that from probability, the total area enclosed by this density curve with the x-axis is equal to 1, and for t distribution also the total area is equal to 1. For chi-square distribution, the total area enclosed between these density curve and the positive x-axis is equal to 1. We compute this area by integration. So we can define that if we define this density curve by small fx, that is the PDF, then the total area from minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to 1. That means integration of fx from minus infinity to plus infinity equal to 1. In that case of chi-square distribution, the area from 0 to infinity is equal to 1. That means we can define this area by 0 to infinity integration f chi-square d chi-square. Now from this density curve we find the critical region. Now the critical region will depends on the level of significance. As I have said that if the level of significance is 0.05, then the critical region will be 5% area. If the level of significance is 0.05, then we have to select the 5% area from this curve or from this density curve. That means we know that total area is equal to 1, so we have to select 0.05 area from this curve. So that area will be the critical region. Similarly, for this curve, we can select 0.05 as the critical region. Now the question is, where from we select this critical region? So there are 3 possibilities. First of all, we can select the critical region either from this right hand side, we can select the critical region from left hand side, or we can select the critical region anywhere from this curve. Now the selection of this critical region will depend on the alternative hypothesis. As I have defined two-tailed test and one-tailed test, if the alternative hypothesis of the form like this, mu not equal to 2, then we shall use the two-tailed test. In that case, we select the critical region from the both ends. So as we have to select, suppose the level of significance is 0.05, then we have to select 0.05 area from this this graph, and we have to select this area from the both sides. That means we have to select 2.5% area from the right hand side and 2.5% area from the left hand side. So in that case, these should be the critical regions. So we have to determine this point such that area between this point and plus infinity is 2.5% of the total area. And due to symmetry, this point and this point will be same in numerical values, only the change will be in sign. And we can find this point easily from the table of standard normal distribution. Suppose this point is given by, suppose z alpha. So if we find this point by z alpha, then this point will be minus z alpha. So in that case, these two are the critical lesions. So in that case, we define the critical lesions is from minus infinity up to minus z alpha, and from plus z alpha to plus infinity. So for two-tailed test, if the distribution is standard normal, then the critical lesion will be like that, from minus infinity up to minus z alpha union plus z alpha to plus infinity. If the distribution is t distribution, then the critical lesion will be like that, minus infinity to minus t alpha union plus t alpha to plus infinity. Now if the distribution is chi-square distribution, then it is not symmetric. So in that case, we have to select 5% area from this graph. For two-tailed test, we have to select 2.5% area from the left hand side and 2.5% area from the right hand side. So from the table of chi-square distribution, we can easily find these 2 points. So we have to find chi1 square such that area between 0 and chi1 square is 2.5%, and we have to find another area chi2 square such that area between chi2 square and plus infinity is 2.5% of the total area, that is 0.025. So in chi-square distribution, for two-tailed test, the critical lesion will be like that, from 0 to chi1 square union chi2 square to plus infinity. And similarly for the F distribution. Next, suppose that the alternative hypothesis is of the form like that. So then the test is one-tailed test. In that case, we have to select the critical lesion from one end. Suppose the alternative hypothesis is mu greater than 2. So this is right-tailed test. In that case, we have to select the critical lesion entirely from the right hand side. So if the level of significance is 0.05, then we select a point here, suppose z beta, in such a manner that area between z beta and plus infinity is 5% of the total area, that is 0.05. So in that case, for right-tailed test, first, if the distribution is standard normal, then the critical lesion will be like that, z beta to plus infinity. For left-tailed test, the critical lesion will be like that, from minus infinity to minus z beta. Next, assume the chi-square distribution. For right-tailed test, we have to select a point anywhere. Suppose chi3 square. So we have to select the point chi3 square in such a manner that area between chi3 square to plus infinity is 5% of the total area. For left-tailed test, we have to select an area from 0 to suppose chi4 square in such a manner that area between 0 to chi4 square is 5% of the total area. So from the level of significance and from the distribution, we can easily compute the critical lesion. Now we summarize the method in step by step. In the first step, select the hypothesis. That means we have to select the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. Step 2, write down the given data. So some data will be given in the question, so we have to write down all the data. Step 3, select the suitable statistic. So in that case, we have to select the suitable statistic. The procedure to select the suitable statistic will be explained in some later parts. And step 4, we have to find the critical lesion that can be found from the level of significance and the distribution. And the procedure to select the critical lesion has been explained already. Step 5, compute the value of the test statistics. So using all these data, we have to find the value of the test statistic, and finally we have to check whether the computed value lies in the critical lesion or not. If the computed value lies in the critical lesion, then we have to reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, if the computed value lies in the non-critical lesion, then we have to accept the null hypothesis. So this is the procedure. We shall explain this procedure in details in some later parts. In part 2 of this chapter, we shall discuss about type 1 error and type 2 errors with some examples. So see you in the second part. Thank you.